Food insecurity is rising in rural America, and now farmers and food banks say recent federal cuts could make it even worse. In Carlinville today, Congresswoman Nikki Budzinski brought together local leaders to sound the alarm. Political editor Mark Maxwell is there tonight with what's at stake.
Farm fields stretch for miles until you arrive here at the heart of Carlinville, where fresh, locally grown food doesn't always arrive on the table of the families who need it most. Now, farmers, food pantries, and community leaders are warning that the federal safety net is fraying just as rural hunger is on the rise.
For more than a century, small-town America has fed the world. But listening to farmers and food pantry workers here, you get the sense maybe something's gone backward. They met at this roundtable with one goal:
to talk about the cuts in the federal food programs to get food into food desert areas.
SNAP is one of the programs that farmers do rely on.
Federal funding that once helped local produce reach local families is being shut off at the spigot, and those on the ground say the signs are already showing.
Actually, we're seeing it in the local food pantries where they're not having as much funding to get the food from the producers to get it out to the community.
We can't compete with big ag. All of our meat, our produce has been put into the hands of less than a dozen corporations throughout the United States. We're so strangled by the availability of what they produce. They fulfill a need in large cities.
You're gonna beat them in their backyard.
I'm gonna beat them in the backyard where they don't want to be. I'm gonna be in the sandlot when they're out in the big leagues.
Having healthy food options that don't just mean a can of beans. It's actually giving people fresh produce, fresh fruits and vegetables, access to meat.
Especially after a campaign season promising to make America healthy again, Congresswoman Nikki Budzinski says delivering on that goal would start by feeding the families struggling the most.
I think if we're going to make America healthy again, it's getting fresh fruits and vegetables onto the tables and into the pantries for the people that most need it.
In Carlinville, Mark Maxwell, 5 on your side.
Senator Eric Schmidt defended the cuts, saying in a statement, SNAP was intended to be temporary assistance for the needy. And the One Big Beautiful Bill strengthens work requirements for able-bodied adults, encouraging responsibility and involvement in the community.